Please be advised that this video is for the sole purpose of entertainment. Any views are purely my own, are subjective and may not necessarily be true. I do, however, do extensive research for all of my videos. All photos have been found on the public domain. I am using them under the fair use and fair dealing guidelines. I urge everybody to do their own research. Well, hello, it's Murky Meg here. It's Wednesday the 20th of November and today I am going to be speaking about why it seems that Meghan Markle has been pushed out into the cold while Prince Andrew seems to have been protected by the firm. With all the interest and the scrutiny that he is receiving right now, you can see a huge contrast in support between Andrew and the support that Meghan has received. While her fans would scream the dreaded R word, I don't think that this is exactly the case, and I'm going to explain my reasonings why. Now, I all know her rabid fans will probably go, oh my God, it's the R word, it's the R word. I don't think it is, to be perfectly honest. When Harry and Meghan got married, it was actually celebrated by the whole of the country. There was a few people that said, oh, she's a gold digger, but it was quite celebrated. Everybody made a huge deal. Some people had street parties. It was quite a celebration. Yes, it wasn't as big as William and Kate's, but that's to be expected. I believe the country backed them and were generally very happy because Harry seems to have found somebody that he adored, and quite frankly he was a loved prince, so if Harry was happy, the nation was happy. Fast forward to now and it's a whole different ball game, isn't it? We've had all sorts of celebs coming to Meghan's defence, shouting from the rooftops that she's a kind soul, that she doesn't deserve this negative attention, she's a good, kind-hearted, and that this whole sodding world is bullying and being racist and generally picking on her, and by association, of course, Harry. Harry then goes into protective mode and literally sues the hell out of everybody, scowls at everybody, and it's all our fault, not theirs. Add to the fact that they then do this disastrous African documentary and that they were filmed whinging and whining that their life isn't fair, that they, or rather she, isn't thriving, that she's just surviving. And during this documentary, it seems there was a massive shade towards the royal family that they assumed would protect them. But that hasn't happened, has it? Why hasn't the royal family stepped up, put their arms around them like they have Andrew? The royal family has always had rules and protocols. They are there to protect and conserve the crown at all costs. They have certain ways in which they deal with crisis and the press. I've said on many occasions that their motto is never explain, never complain. And this essentially is exactly why. Unless absolutely necessary, they will not speak out, which is why the African documentary hit the headlines in such a huge way. It wasn't the royal way, was it? It was the celebrity way. It was also a big dollop of guilt-tripping and self-deprivation and a vast amount of pity. Poor them. Now that's not how the royals do it. Then couple into the fact that we have this whole Harry and Meghan are single-handedly modernising the royal family, and I think that was the final nail in the coffin that did it. And yes, Meghan has been in the media almost every single day for a very long time now. And while most of the articles are your average clickbait that are placed there by newspapers and prattle out all the dross over and over again, there are also those little gems out there that show her in an almost martyr-like lifestyle. And of course, we all know where those articles have come from. They're either from her camp or, of course, Sunshine Sachs. So let's look at Sunshine Sachs a little bit. Royals have always had their own PR teams. They're all well versed in things royal and rules and protocols. They are known to be ruthless in a totally different way than Sunshine Sachs, because at all costs they have one agenda: to protect the crown and Her Majesty and the monarchy. But Sunshine Sachs, however, is ruthless in a whole different way. They have been said to practice the dark arts of public relations. They are Meghan's own Hollywood team and are consisting of an agent, lawyer and a business manager who will be looking after her future career. Hiring the firm Sunshine Sachs, sunny by name, somewhat murky by nature, according to critics in the business, represent a highly significant departure for Meghan and Harry. Not only, say royal watchers, because PR is traditionally handled by the palace staff, but also because of what it reveals about the US focus of the couple's ambitions. So in the African documentary, she implied that she's not being supported. Yet, how can they support her if she takes her counsel outside of the palace walls? If she'd stuck to the way the issues are dealt with within the firm, then she would have found herself kept in the fold, but she didn't, did she? And ultimately, Harry and her have gone rogue as far as the palace are concerned. Meghan shouldn't really be surprised that she's not being supported. She would have been told and explained at the very start of all of this, of being welcomed into the royal family, about how things work, and also she would have had all the power and all the expertise at her disposal to make sure that her life as a royal and all the glorious trappings and wealth that come with it would be a complete success. But she didn't. She went out of house and used a firm who simply cannot know the workings of royal life and protocol. That's how family works. This is how the royal family works. Let's face it, they know Hollywood and the entertainment business. And that's the point, isn't it? Royals aren't celebrities, are they? They're totally different fish. Because of this, she's found herself in the media storm. And rather than sit back, take stock, and possibly lay low for a little while, no, her PR firm are putting out puff piece after puff piece after puff piece, trying to ram down this fact that she is wonderful, that she is an amazing humanitarian and a fabulous philanthropist. Unfortunately for her, true philanthropists and humanitarians don't resort to such tactics. They just simply do it. Make no mistake about it, Meghan is concentrating on her future career. And I don't mean as an actress. She is not one bit interested in the UK. The only thing British that interests her is possibly Harry and what Harry can do for her. The world's former #1 bachelor has now been stalked and snagged. She knew he would be an easy mark once she finally was introduced to him. So going back to this original question, is that why do you think that Meghan seems to have not been supported within the royal family? I think it's the fact that she thinks she's more cleverer than the palace and can play her own game with her own rules using Sunshine Sachs. And I think they would do well to remember exactly who pays for their bills. So what happens now? Officially, they are now on their 6 weeks hiatus and spending family time. And while media has been dominated with the dodgy prince, can you imagine that she's going to be quiet for 6 weeks? Not a chance, to be perfectly honest. She will somehow find a way to pop up and dominate it all. Apparently, she sent some school children into meltdown. Again, hi Sunshine Sachs, nice to see you again. Apparently, she sent them a letter, and you know what, poor kids, they actually think they got a letter from Sparkles when it's probably their staff that actually sent the letter. This is not a news story, it's a puff piece. I seriously think that the royals don't actually know what to do with them now, and I'm pretty convinced, this is my own theory by the way, that they've been sent on this break to either get out the limelight by royal command or go and sort out where they want to fit, be it royal or celebrity. Another fine example of them not listening to the palace aides is, of course, the lawsuit that she is filing against the Daily Mail. I'm going to do another video on that one. It's going to come up very shortly. But again, it's a prime example of them going rogue. They don't seem to understand that there is no such thing as a free lunch. If you accept money from the taxpayers of the UK, you have to give something in return. So why does it seem that Andrew has the full support of the monarch and that Harry and Meghan don't? It's simple, really. He took his family counsel, where at the time they thought that it was going to be a good thing during the interview, used family resources, towed the company line. He also said in the interview of his sorrow for having let the firm down. Whether or not that was the right decision, only time will tell, but it's very interesting the fact that a whole load of sponsors have dropped him for pitch at Palace. But because he kept his counsel within the family and listened to the advisors, he was then somewhat protected. Meghan, however, has had quite a few mishaps and boo-boos. She's whined in the public eye. They didn't make it easy. It's not fair. I want to thrive and not survive. Refused the family counsel and help, hired her own outside legal and ruthless PR resources, stuck up her nose at family customs and ways, and then basically told the world that the family don't care and don't ask her if she is okay. By the way, Meghan, are you okay? Just checking. So it seems that regardless of the mistakes that you make, if you abide by family protocol, protect the crown and make it seem like you are a family that unites, then the firm will always be around you no matter what. But if you don't follow the rules, nobody will protect you while you whine around and complain it's not fair. The British royal family have been dealing with wayward issues and scandalous behaviour for a few centuries now. Meghan Markle isn't the first actress to marry into the firm. She's just the only one that's stupid enough not to follow advice and protocol. The problem with the Duchess is that she thinks that she's more important than she really is. Unfortunately, she seems to have turned our royal family into a Kardashian reality series, and we are now eager to learn what the next installment is. But unfortunately, that's not royalty, that's Hollywood. And it's the same thing over and over again. Pick a side, royalty or celebrity, because at the moment those lines are getting so blurred, and I think that is why you haven't got the support of the firm. As always, let me know what you think. Do you think what I've said is pretty spot on? Have I got the issues right? Do you think that if she'd have towed the line, used the advisors, stuck with protocol, never explained, never complained, do you think that she would have got the full force and support of the firm? Or am I completely just talking nonsense? As always, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'd like to thank everyone who has donated to my channel. It's because of your kind generosity which enables me to release worthy and interesting contents. So I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Once again, thank you for watching and I'll see you very soon.